class, and welcome to the Five Senses Journal. What we're going to do is we're going to use adjectives to record the five senses when you're outside. As usual, make sure that if you need sunscreen, you apply it. Make sure that you wear sunglasses if you need to, and never look directly at the sun. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my paper. Up at the top, I'm going to put the five senses. And then I'm going to skip down a line, and then I'm going to write I see. Then I'm going to leave two spaces. Then on the third line, I'm going to write I hear, skip two spaces, I feel, skip two spaces, I smell, skip two spaces, I taste, skip two spaces, I am feeling, skip two spaces, and the object I choose is. So we're going to fill this out together. And you make sure you record your own answers. So I see, and I'm looking around in my backyard, and I see plants. I see grass. I see trees. I see white flowers. I see honeysuckles. I see mosquitoes. And I see cars. So those are just some of the things that I see. So make sure you have a good list. Name at least 6 things if you can. I hear. I hear birds. I hear cars. I hear the wind blowing the trees. I hear bugs. Another thing we're going to move on to is I feel. I feel. Now I'm talking about not what you feel emotionally, but what you feel physically. I feel mosquitoes. They're crawling on me and I'm swatting at them. I feel the texture of the weeds. I feel my feet against the grass. I smell. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. And another thing I can add to see is I see the sky and the clouds. I smell nature. I smell that grass has. I smell the cool wind. And I smell the flowers. I taste. So don't actually taste anything right now. Just think about, what does it taste like right now inside of your mouth? As I'm getting a nice smell, I'm also sort of tasting a sweet bitterness. So I'm gonna write a sweet bitterness. And I can taste the crisp, flowery scent. I am feeling, now this is about your emotions. How are you feeling right now? I am feeling happy and exploring because I am observing nature. So now I want you to take a moment and think about something that you would like to focus on closely. We were focusing on the backyard as a whole for this experiment. Now I want you to just focus in on one factor, one component that you find out here. For me, I'm gonna travel over to another part of my yard because I know that there's something that I find very interesting over there. You can walk around in your yard and look too. Take as much time as you need. Make sure you find something that you think is interesting. And then we'll come back to the project. So the object that I chose to focus on was a honeysuckle. So I'm gonna go ahead and write it down. Honeysuckle, make sure that you record what you have chosen also. And I'm gonna focus only on the honeysuckle. So I'm gonna choose over here, I'm gonna focus on this honeysuckle right here. So what do I see? I see petals, so white petals. I see little green buds. I see little yellow petals coming out of the flower. Little yellow middle center. And I see green leaves. I also see bees around the flower, and then I also see mosquitoes. What do I smell? These honeysuckles smell amazing. They smell very sweet. They smell strong. And they smell sugary. Now, focusing only on the honeysuckle. Can I hear anything on the honeysuckle? I don't think so, but let's give it a try. I can hear bugs crawling on the plants, so that's what I'm gonna put. Bugs crawling on the plants. Because that's actually on a honeysuckle, we can see that there's a bug right there that is crawling, and you can actually hear it walking. Touch. So now I'm gonna touch the honeysuckle. Make sure that this is a safe plant to be touching. Like, if you chose a plant, you definitely want to talk to a parent to see if it's okay to touch it, because some plants are poisonous and some have poison ivy, especially those with 3 leaves. So I'm touching the honeysuckle because I know it's safe. It is soft It is delicate. It is silky. And it is fragile. So another thing that I can put under C is that I think that the flower is beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and put beautiful under the adjectives for the honeysuckle. The last part is taste. And because I know that honeysuckles are safe, and this is something that I've done with my mom, even growing up as a little girl, this might take a few tries, but I can pluck. This one's not going to work. It has to be a very specific kind of a flower. So I'm going to grab this. Hopefully this one will be one that works. Here we go. Pulling this out, and out comes no. Here's a little bit, but to get a better view, this one's not going to have any. This one might. I really want you to be able to see this one might. Here we go. We'll give it one more try. It can be difficult at times. Yes, we got honey. And I'm gonna write about how it tastes. Now don't taste any plant that you aren't sure of. If you're not sure if it's a honeysuckle, make sure that you do not taste it, and always ask your parents. So the taste is sweet, fresh, and like honey. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch the honeysuckle. So I'm going to pick another honeysuckle, and I'm going to bring it with me when I sit down, and I'm going to sketch it with a pencil. Now you could do this drawing in your journal. I'm just going to do it on this piece of paper. You can make it larger if you need to. I'm going to make sure that I get these little petals. If the gnats and bugs are really bad where you are and you have bug spray, you can apply it with the help of your parents. They'll tell you what you should use or if you should apply anything before going out. I didn't realize that the bugs were going to be so bad today. I probably would have put something on myself. So this is my simple little sketch of honeysuckle. Just a little quick sketch, nothing really fancy. And you can make it larger if you choose like an item that's small. I'm just gonna kind of highlight the little parts where it is yellow, and there's a small stem here. I will show you the finished product in the Google Meet session that we had, and I hope that you really enjoy this project.